UNO is launching a new program to teach teachers how to better serve refugees from Afghanistan.
Our Laura Samble is on your side this afternoon with how the program will impact students in the classroom and beyond.
Shared John Ahmadzai knows firsthand the struggles that refugees can face when going to an American school for the first time.
It's a completely different experience for those people. Coming out of trauma, gaining a regular life back on in a school level, it's difficult.
Ahmadzai is a refugee himself, having fled from Afghanistan originally to Pakistan in 1980 after the Soviet invasion. Now he's the director of Afghanistan studies at UNO, and he's launching a program to help Nebraska educators help Afghan students and their families.
When they come to our society here, they come to a different culture. Not only they come to a different culture, we, the Nebraska teachers, see a different culture. So there's a gap that needs to be filled.
UNO's new Afghan Refugee School Impact Program aims to fill that gap. Coordinator Charity Stahl says the 10-month program will train more than 60 administrators and teachers from Omaha, Millard, and Lincoln Public Schools.
I sent out a survey once we got our participants, and I asked them, what do you want to know about your Afghan students? And a lot of them wrote back and said, I know nothing about Afghanistan. I just want to know how to serve them better, how to help them.
Sessions will be both online and in person. Educators will learn about what refugees have experienced, their cultural and communication differences, their religion, and how to overcome language barriers. Ahmadzai says not only will refugees from Afghanistan and other countries benefit, Americans will too.
This is an opportunity where we train our teachers to provide better opportunities for these students. At the same time, we also indirectly teach these students to become good American students.
On your side in Omaha, Laura Samble, 6 News.
Laura, thank you. The Afghan Refugee School Impact Program is being done in partnership with the Nebraska Department of Education. Organizers hope to expand the program's reach to school districts all across the country.